What's up guys, it's Carter here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're gonna be doing a nice little Q&A. I left a little question box on my Instagram story of you guys to ask some questions that I could answer on today's YouTube. So guys, make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. It's Carter_Libas. Just type in Carter Libas, you'll find me there. But let's get right into today's video. So you guys asked a bunch of great questions, and I apologize for not being active on YouTube for a while. It's been 3 or 4 weeks. I kind of been just resetting, kind of thinking over things, but now it's it's time to get back on the grind of things and give you guys at least a couple videos a week. So make sure you guys subscribe. I'm trying to help all you guys get your first wholesale deal, and make sure you guys leave a like. So let's get right into it. So one of the first questions I got is where to find contacts. The best way, the best place to find contacts, well, first off, is going on Zillow and going to the for sale by owners. You can easily call those. They usually have the number listed below. I've done that many times before. You can ask them. Normally when I see those for sale by owners on Zillow, they are a little overpriced, and I think that's why they might not want to use an agent, is because they want to list it as high as they want. But you can always pick their brain. Ask if they're, really motivated, or maybe if they have any other properties. But, where I get most of my contacts is listsource.com. It's a great place where I could pull, countywide, a lot of addresses. I also use PropStream. So those are the two places that I pull them. I actually just pulled about 1,000 addresses yesterday, of multifamilies around my area and, absentee owners around another city near me. So that's where I spend most of my time and get most of my addresses. And then I put it in, of course, badgeskiptracing.com to get the best phone numbers. I'll make sure to leave the link to that in the description, where you guys can click on it, create your free account, and get the best phone numbers possible. All right, number 2, do you need to hire a contractor to find the rehab budget on-market deals? So no, first off, your answer is no, you don't need to do that. If you're looking to purchase one yourself, it would be smart. For wholesaling, you can get a pretty good estimate of what things are going to cost just based on the square footage. See, now if it needs a lot of work, it'd probably be around that $30 a square foot. So if it's a 1,300 square foot house, you just times it by 30 and you can get a rough estimate of what that would cost to do a full gut job. If it doesn't need too much work, $10 a square foot is kind of where you'd like to be. It really just depends, guys. I don't get carried away on the rehab cost or trying to, I don't know what it is. It is very helpful to know, but it's not the biggest deal. If you can kind of get a range, 10 to 20 grand this needs, if it needs a light, just new carpet, maybe some new appliances and a fresh paint, 10 to 15 grand is totally fine. If it's a total dump and it's got leaks and cracks everywhere, then maybe 40 to 50 grand. It just really depends on the square footage. But like I said, $10 if it doesn't need too much, $30 if it needs a lot per square foot, should help you out. All right, my next question is how to calculate closing cost, when figuring out an offer to present to the seller. So guys, back in my previous videos, how to find comps and how to project an offer, I have in there ARV times 0.8 minus repairs minus the fee you want to make equals your maximum allowable offer. So that 0.8, when you take your ARV times 0.8, which is 20%, that incorporates all the closing costs and the doc fees and holding costs of the end investor. So if you use that formula, ARV times 0.8 minus the repairs minus your fee is the maximum allowable offer you should present, and the 20%, that 0.8, takes care of the closing costs, doc fees, holding costs, all that type of stuff, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, another question I got was the contract process at the title company. So I also have a video on this, on how to choose the right title company. You guys make sure to go check that out for further detail into this one. But the contract process is so simple. The hardest part is you to go get a contract signed, right? The title company just takes care of all the paperwork. When Sally wants to sell her house on First Street, you go and you agree $100,000. Okay, you get a contract signed for $100,000. She signs it. You bring that agreement to the title company. They open up stuff. They do their things. In my video, all the title company is a place where they can switch the property's name, the owner's name, to a new name legally. That's all the title companies is there for. They also handle all the funds. All the funds go through there. You get paid through there. But they handle everything. Don't sweat it. They literally do everything. If you can just, call a title company, build a good relationship with an escrow officer, just tell them you're new, and they'll walk you through the process. That's what I did. It's super simple. Don't stress it. All right, another awesome question that I got is, have I added any rentals to my portfolio yet? And this is exciting. No, I haven't. So that's not exciting. But what is exciting is I am very, very much searching for one to buy. And I'm gonna make sure you guys know, make sure I film the property that I buy, everything. But I am looking, I'm calling still every day. And I mainly, my first focus when I started calling was to find properties to wholesale, right? But now I'm really paying attention to the ones that I could possibly keep myself as a rental. So it's very exciting. I will keep you guys in the loop on that, but I am actively searching. But I do have a flip coming up, my first fix and flip property. I found the property, my dad is gonna manage it. We are gonna split the funds 50-50, just based off the numbers right now. It's gonna be a home run. I'll be sure to break that down with you guys in the future, and I'm super excited in that. It's supposed to close in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I think April 1st on or before was the latest date on it, but I think he might get out of there sooner. It's a mobile home that I found in Prescott, one of the nicest mobile home areas. They don't even look like manufactured homes. It's a beautiful area, and I got it at a really good price, but I'm not gonna go into further detail because that will be in another video, and I'll break all that down. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and make sure you like this video while you're at it. All right, next question is what to do when sellers ask for a proof of funds. So you guys might be going to a property, right, and you're young, maybe you're like me, and they kind of question you a bit. They're like, well, do you have the money to prove it? And guys, don't stress this either. There are tons of things if you Google how to get a proof of funds letter, there will be literally samples of that you can print off and use, okay? I'm part of the Brent Daniels TTP program. This is one of the questions that I asked him right away. He said literally go on Google and you can print one out to use. Okay, so it's not a big deal. Or, if you have a family member that has that money in the bank, maybe not, or if you have a friend or an investor like, hey, I just need to show them proof of funds, I'm not actually gonna buy this property, they'll be sure to work with you. So it's not hard. Google proof of funds letter and you can literally print one off and show them it. It's not a big deal. All right, another question I got, is the weekend a good time to call, Saturday, Sunday? And what is a good time window to call? So the weekend is a great time to call. I think it's awesome. Personally, I just call Monday through Friday, maybe a little Saturday, but I just call for 3 to 4 hours, about 5 days a week. I kind of just relax on the weekends, kind of enjoy, do something. But weekends, great time to call. People are most likely gonna be home, and a good time to call, you don't wanna call before 9 a.m. and you probably need to stop calling after 7 p.m. or 8 p.m., probably just out of generosity to them. They're getting ready to sleep, they're eating dinner, but just anytime, call, okay? Call. All right, another question. What is my next goal? So, guys, let's see, I did make a goal. My goals for 2021, and I kind of mentioned it previous. I want to purchase my first rental property by May 1st. Okay, so what is it? Let's say it's March, April. Yeah, I got 2 months. All right, so I really need to get on that, but I got 2 months until I can, my deadline is up, my personal deadline to buy my first rental property, and I want to own 3 units by the end of this year, which I think is very possible, especially if I keep calling the way I am. I know I can find some properties that I will buy myself, so I don't think that's an issue, and I'm just going to use this money, this wholesaling, to just build up my bank account as large as I can. So when I do find a great deal, I am able to close on it, and that's just what's really exciting about this business. It just opens up so many opportunities. For wholesaling, I want to do $200,000 in 2021 for wholesaling. Maybe start to scale a little bit, maybe hire a cold caller, who knows? But I'll be sure to keep you guys all informed on that and how my business is going. Next question I got is, how do you know when you have a good deal? First off, you'll know, okay? Zillow has a pretty good Zestimate. It's not always accurate. But when you're calling, like I said in previous videos, when you give them an offer, you want to anchor them low. So you use about 66% of what the Zillow's estimate is when you call them and they ask for an offer. And when they're around that ballpark, because that is pretty low, normally you can come up a little bit, but you just want to make sure that they're, at that discounted price already. you're gonna know when that's a good deal. And I also have a video on how to comp properties on Zillow. You can go on your Zillow app and go to recently sold, like in the past 12 months around that neighborhood, and see what's selling. And if you have a similar property that's sold, for $330, and you have a seller willing to send you, or to sell it at $225, $230, it's a good deal. So it's just a little homework. See what stuff is sold and see what you can get it at. It's simple. You just got to research a little bit. Great question I got was how to maximize a profit with your buyers. So let's say you got a property all locked up and you're ready to send it out. So I don't know about you guys and where you're at, but I think it's kind of all over the US. The market is so hot right now. When you guys are figuring out your maximum allowable offer, you could almost use about ARV times 0.84. Just because of how you don't need to take so much off for closing cost doc fees. Normally it was 0.7 and I raised it to 0.8 because that was working for me great. And now it's probably about 0.84 just for ARV times that. It's going to be a little higher number, so you don't have to anchor them so low, and you have room there. So you don't just waste a deal saying, oh, I can't get that low enough. No, there's still some room there. Investors are paying a little more in today's market, so that is something to keep in mind. But to maximize profit, what I like to do is, when you go through the ARV and you see what your maximum allowable offer is, and, you try to get that price, right? So when you do the formula, I know I might be speaking gibberish here, just bear with me. ARV times 0.84 minus repairs is what you should be able to sell it at, okay? And then obviously minus your fee is what you could offer salary for. But what you could sell it at to a buyer's is minus repairs. No, don't put your fee in there, is what you should be able to sell it to your buyers at. But to how to maximize the profit is just raise it. Let's say you locked up for property at 265 and you're like, oh, I'm gonna blast out for 285. Add another 10, $5,000 on there. Yeah, they can always offer you, and who knows, they'll probably come back with an offer that you wanted originally, okay? But don't be afraid to market it too high. Obviously, know your limits, but put another 10 grand on there, okay? If you put too much, it could hurt, but just make sure you guys put a little bit more than you think you can get, okay, where it's kind of pushing the limit, because people are paying a lot these days for properties just because the market is so hot, all right? So keep that in mind. All right, so the next question I got is, if you're underage, so under 18, can I use my parents' name to sign on a purchase agreement? So yes, yeah, of course you can. But also I was thinking is on wholesaling, you're never actually buying the property. So if you're honest with the sellers and you're kind of telling them what they're doing, honestly, obviously they'll probably notice that you're young. I wouldn't seem like it's too big of a deal to sign the purchase agreement. But your question was, can I use my parents to wholesale? If they're up for it, yeah, it's no problem to them. Have them sign it, then you can go on your way. So I hope you guys gained some value from these questions. I know there was just a quick little video, but I wanted just to make one for you guys just to let you know that I'm still here, and we're going to get back on the grind of things, a couple videos a week for you guys, and definitely some more cold calling videos will be coming. I know you guys love those. And if you guys did gain value from these videos and I answered your questions to the best of my ability, make sure you guys leave a like. It means a lot. Comment what you guys want to see in the future, and make sure you guys subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.